Hey guys, Kaiser here, and welcome back to Age of Empires 2. Now let me just say right at the start, I did not go looking for this game. I just happened to stumble across it as I was messing around on the ladder. But I'm glad I did, because in today's video, we are looking at two modern legends of the AoE 2 world going head to head. Both of these players have been featured by T90 in the past, and the reason they've been featured is that they are AoE 2 scientists. Both of these players go out of their way to come up with new builds and new ways of playing the game, and they've achieved success at the highest levels with these out-of-the-box strategies. So I can guarantee you the game we're about to see is going to be a fascinating, fun matchup. Buckle in, it's going to be a lot of fun. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you like what you see, and I'm going to dive in here and introduce these two players. So first of all, the player in the blue, who I think probably has maybe the more recognizable name. In the blue, we have YOUPUDDING, playing as the Bengalis. And if you're familiar with high-level AoE 2, you're probably familiar with the YOUPUDDING strategy. It bears this player's name. This guy really popularized the Castle Age Sergeant Rush with the Sicilians. A very popular strategy where you get up to the Castle Age as quickly as you can. You get Sergeants out with their high armor, and you just start, you just stop building an economy. You just go all in on Sergeants and really put pressure on your opponent that way. It's a very popular way of playing the Sicilians, even now. So, very, very popular. And in the red, we have Red PHOSPHORU. These guys play against each other a lot. They are teammates. I say teammates. They are colleagues. Red PHOSPHORU, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is the player who had come up with the Bohemian War Wagon rush. And it was sort of a similar situation where you get to the Castle Age as quickly as you can, you get out war wagons, and you stop producing economy. You just go all in on war wagons and overwhelm your opponent with the war wagon strategy. And I believe it was PHOSPHORU alone who really caused the war wagon to get nerfed in the previous patch because the strategy was so strong. So both of these players play really out of the box, like I said. It's going to be a fascinating matchup. Now, just to get this out of the way, I believe in T90's video he was called White PHOSPHORU, but this player, Red PHOSPHORU, was known as White PHOSPHORU. I even saw he might be going by Sprocket right now, but it is the same player if I'm not mistaken. So we do have both of these players battling it out. This should be a really interesting matchup. And in this game, we have the Malians against the Bengalis. Now, at the start of this game, when I first watched this replay, I had no idea what to expect, but I knew it was going to be something out of the box. So, all right, with the Bengalis, you have the Ratha. It's going to be some kind of Ratha rush. With the Malians, you have the Gabetto. Will they be featured here? I'm not sure. Obviously, the Bengalis, you get the villagers as you go up in ages, so that helps your economy, but I have no idea what to expect. I just know that, or I had no idea what to expect, to be honest. I just know that it is going to be a really interesting matchup, interesting strategies from both players, and having seen this game and now bringing it to YouTube, I can tell you we should expect a very unique strategy from both players. The map is Arabia. It's pretty standard. Looks like Red PHOSPHORU has an easily wallable base. Looks like it might be a little bit harder for YOUPUDDING, but I'd say both players should have a not so difficult time walling up their base. Interesting, he builds the mill a tile away. I had thought that building the mill directly against the berries was the most optimal play. But YOUPUDDING is definitely a better player than I am, so maybe he knows something I don't. Maybe it just causes not as much bouncing back and forth between the vills as they collect berries. Both these players. Oh, okay, this is just wow, neck and neck there. Red PHOSPHORU's scout goes down. YOUPUDDING's scout now surviving on 3 HP. But don't ever underestimate how useful even a 1 HP scout can be. You can still explore the map. You can still use the scout to kill monks, for example. Intelligence, seeing what your opponent is up to, is a huge part of the game here. Wow. So we see a 19-vil click up for the Bengali player, which is not as... that makes sense, because with the Bengalis, you get those additional 2 villagers as soon as you hit the next age. So it does encourage you to click up as quickly as you can when you play the Bengalis, so you can get those villagers sooner, and they can start producing resources faster for you. 19 pop up for YOUPUDDING. Red Phosphor going up with 22 vils. And normally, I would think, well, maybe it's some kind of rush coming from the Bengali player. We see Blacksmith and Markets coming in. So, no, this is going to be a fast castle play, it looks like to me. Red Phosphor with his 22 vils. Again, typically, if I see these sorts of vil timings, I'm thinking some kind of scout rush or archer rush, men-at-arms rush, something. But you just never know with these guys what they could be up to. As soon as YOUPUDDING gets his market up, he sells stone, he sells wood, he buys food, and he is about to click up. He's actually idling his TC here. I'm sure he's doing that on purpose in order to get to the next age as quickly as possible. There we go. Sells wood, goes to Castle Age. The fact that he sold stone tells me Ratha will not be a part of this play. Meanwhile, Red Phosphorus is putting villagers on stone, also using his market to get up to the next age as quickly as possible. 23 vils for red, 21 vils for blue. So red does have the better economy. But blue got that market up first, was able to sell at better prices. I'm intrigued. What's the strat here from the Bengalis? We see gold coming in. The gold mining upgrade coming in pretty early for the Bengali player. And that makes me wonder, one other thing about the Bengalis, they have the monks with the extra armor. Bengali monks get 3 melee armor, 3 pierce armor. Obviously, they cost a lot of gold. So that makes me wonder, maybe we're going to see some very heavy gold composition play, featuring perhaps Bengali monks. Red, meanwhile, currently has nobody on gold. It's all about stone right now. So, almost guaranteed we're going to see Gabetto as a part of the play for Red Phosphorus here. $650 stone, and as soon as that stone is collected, the vils are pulled off of stone. There they were, right there. Alright, let's watch these guys. Normally, I would put if it's a defensive castle, I might put it like right here, right there. Let's see. No? Okay. Trying to get that castle up as soon as possible. And okay, we see the matchup. We see for the Bengalis 2 monasteries, and immediately monks are being produced. There it is. Monks out of both monasteries. So it's going to be monks on the one hand versus Gabetto from the Malians. That extra armor for the Bengalis will be big. If it's a Gabetto versus monk fight, normally I would give that to the Gabetto. I think they should take that, especially in numbers, in mass. But, oh, and take a look at this. PHOSPHORU has put down a forward siege workshop. This is 15 minutes into the game, guys. This game is moving fast. We see a 3rd monastery coming down for the Bengalis. So yeah, all-in monk play for YOUPUDDING. Whereas PHOSPHORU has started Gabetto production. YOUPUDDING moving forward. I'm going to guess trying to find relics. And sure enough. I really appreciate the way these guys play. It's all about early pressure. Oh. And here we see a battering ram. Now this complicates things. We have Gabetto in the battering ram. Every garrisoned infantry unit makes the battering ram move faster. Oh, that villager gets converted. So every villager or every unit in the battering ram makes it move faster, hit harder, but even more importantly is it's going to provide defense against monk conversions. The monks cannot convert the Gebetto from inside the battering ram. And here we go. I think we're about to see our first real battle. If you don't count that Vil conversion down there. Oh, look at this. Oh, bobbing and weaving. First blood goes to PHOSPHORU. Oh no, I think we're already seeing a complication in YOUPUDDING strategy here. As PHOSPHORU moves in with the battering ram. And I think we're seeing some games here as he's constantly garrisoning and ungarrisoning the Gebetto. So he's using, wow, he's using the ram not even to really destroy the town center directly. He's using it to kill these monks and keep the monks from being able to convert anything back. Oh, that's just disgusting. Look at how this monk right here is trying to convert the battering ram. No, not allowed. And the extra armor is helping the Bengali player, but no, it's not working. Against a normal strategy, I think what YOUPUDDING was trying would be really effective. But it's almost like PHOSPHORU knew what was coming and came up with the perfect counter. Notice the idle TC times climbing for both players. This is the way they both play, and I really enjoy this way of play. We do. It is not about the economy anymore. They are pretty happy with what they've got. It is all about collecting every last military unit they can to provide early pressure to their opponent. Siege Workshop goes down. YOUPUDDING is going to try another one. He already knows these monasteries. He's producing more monks, but he's going to have a hard time actually using them and getting conversions off. I don't think he's gotten a single, other than the Vil at the beginning of the game, I don't think he's picked up a single conversion yet. More battering rams coming in. More Gebetto. Tearing down. More monks. Yeah. At this point, the town center is down for YOUPUDDING. I think we see who's going to win this game. It would be extremely impressive. Very difficult for YOUPUDDING to come back from this. He does have a Mangonel out. You got to appreciate that. Yeah, these monks just can't do anything when the Gebetto are allowed to garrison in and out like this. And of course, there is no tower or battering ram to defend for the monks. They go down. YOUPUDDING calls the GG. And that was the match. Guys, this was a quick one, but it is hard to imagine that you see a game like this that often. Wild strategies from both players. Like I was saying, I bet you YOUPUDDING's strategy would work against a normal meta strategy 90% of the time. But I don't know whether PHOSPHORU predicted it or if he just so happened to have the perfect counter of his own against this strategy, and it proved very effective. I imagine this would also be really effective against archer play too. The Gebetto come out, they do the damage, and then they hide in the battering rams to keep the archers from actually doing damage to the Gebetto. A really impressive play from both players. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel. But for now, this is the Iron Kaiser signing off. Have a great one out there, guys.